David Paul Nash was born in Whitesville, Kentucky on November 3, 1948. He was nicknamed Paulie by friends and family. Whitesville is a small town on the outskirts of Owensboro, Kentucky. Nash lived on a farm where he raised tobacco. He loved to hunt and fish, hanging out with his younger siblings, and his pride and joy was a 1957 Chevy. He attended St. Mary of the Woods High School and had 7 brothers and sisters. Nash was an altar boy at St. Mary of the Woods Church. Nash worked at a service station as a mechanic before being drafted into the Army in June. Nash was stationed at Fort Knox in July, moved to a base in Georgia, and was deployed in Vietnam in October, where he fought in the Vietnam War. Nash was a grenadier. It was his job to shoot grenades into enemy lines. On December 29, 1968, almost 2 months after Nash's 20th birthday, Nash was in the heat of a battle in Vietnam. David Nash saw a grenade land a few feet away from his own position. Nash could have easily escaped harm by rolling onto the other side of a dike, but instead he shouted a warning to his comrades and threw his body on the lethal explosion, saving the lives of 3 fellow soldiers, costing his own. He absorbed the blast with his own body. At first, the family received telegrams saying David was missing in action, and finally a visit from a chaplain telling him of his death. For Nash's unselfish, heroic actions, he was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor, the Purple Heart, and the Bronze Star by President Nixon on April 8, 1970. On this date, the Nash family found out the circumstances of David's death. The Congressional Medal of Honor is the United States' highest military honor, with fewer than 4,000 soldiers ever being awarded it. Nash has been memorialized several different ways for his heroic actions since his death. The Whitesville Park, a highway, and a plaque at the courthouse all have memorials to represent David and his acts. Davis Judge Executive Buzz Norris wanted more people to know about David Nash, so he raised money for a monument to Nash in the Whitesville Park to honor the quiet young man who put his mark on the Whitesville community. The monument tells the story of Nash's courage on that fateful night in Vietnam and shows the Bible quote, "Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends." The town of Whitesville held a memorial service in 1993 when the monument was first put in the park for the public. Larry and Wayne Rhodes, Whitesville natives and fellow Vietnam veterans who knew Nash's siblings in high school, hoped to rename the Highway 54 to hopefully provide a sense of healing for the Nash family, the veterans who were with him the night he was killed in the Whitesville community. The resolution was introduced by Tommy Thompson and has the support of the Nash family. The designated stretch of highway starts at Haines Station and runs through Whitesville to the Ohio County line. The House Transportation Committee resolved to name a section of Kentucky 54 the PFC David Paulie Nash Memorial Highway. There was a dedication service in mid-May. People who served with Nash were invited to attend. Nash did not live to have his medals pinned to his uniform. The road that took Nash to Vietnam did not bring him back. The town of Whitesville has not forgotten him. A long 46 years later, the U.S. still celebrates the life of an amazing soldier who saved 3 lives at the cost of his own. Nash, at the young age of 20, had about 2 seconds to make that decision. They do not teach that in military training.